What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. We're just doing a little bit of an install here on the JL. Thought I'd share it with you, fun drilling holes in brand new vehicles. So I'm gonna show you how to install a 12 volt cigarette lighter, auxiliary power switch, I don't know what you wanna call it, the 12 volt plug-in for a lot of your stuff. The problem with trying to flat tow this thing or having constant power from anything is that the cigarette lighter in it currently, I don't even know if that's what we call it anymore. Do we call it a cigarette lighter? Auxiliary plug? What do they call it in here? The 12 volt DC plug. It doesn't have constant power. I need one with constant power. And although this is specific to me flat towing with this, you could really use it for a lot of stuff, especially if you're into, being off-road and doing stuff out there. It will come in handy for if you got the Jeep switched off and you want to run your air compressor, you need to air up your tires, something like that, whatever it is. It's always helpful to actually have something that's plugged into full-time power. So we're going to show you how to do that today, where to route your cable, how to get it to the battery, how to get it full power, and we're going to make that happen. So stay tuned and I'll walk you through it. All right, so this is our 2020 Jeep JL, new to us. First things first is found a place on the firewall where we want to get in, and I'll just show you what we got to for a kit. This is actually a Roadmaster kit. Part number is 9332. It is specific for us right now because what we need this for is flat towing the Jeep. We're gonna get all this stuff situated and we're gonna flat tow. But I need something to have full-time power to it because the braking system I'm using relies on having full-time power and plugging that into the 12 volt DC power source. So we're gonna run a new one and we're gonna run it right up through the firewall and to the battery. Now this kit comes with like a little fuse relay and a pretty small eyelet to ground it somewhere. We're gonna chop both of those off, and the inline fuse as well. We're gonna chop that off, and we're gonna run more of a micro fuse or a mini fuse in line, and then we're gonna crimp on 2 new eyelets, and we're gonna put those on the power and ground side of the battery. So first thing is I wanted to find a good spot to run it through the firewall. This little guy, you'll find it right below your brake booster. I'm going to try to show you where it is. If you have a Jeep JL and it's automatic, I can't speak to the manual one to be honest, but I've heard it's in there. The automatic, just up and to the left side of the brake pedal. Let's see if we can get you in here. It's a little bit hard to see getting the camera all the way up there. Put that daylight up there is the opening where this plug came out of. When you get in here and look, it's a little easier to see on this side, although it's still kind of tucked in an odd place. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to see unless it was lit up back here, but right down here you'll see this plug, and I've already broken off one of the tabs on it. It's actually pretty easy to get out of there, so I just grabbed this other one that I didn't break off because I tried to twist it out, and you don't twist it. Even though the other side looks like it twists out, so when you're looking at it from the inside, it looks like it would twist out. It doesn't, it just pops out. So just grab it with a pair of pliers, it'll pop right out, and it's got tabs on both sides. I think I drilled like a 3/8 hole in it. It's nothing too big, it's just enough to run both of those cables through, and should be good to go with that. So I'm actually gonna pop this back in right now, and then we're gonna take the bracket that came with it. I'll show you what that looks like, and we'll get that mounted. I'm gonna mount it down by the brake pedal. It's gonna be mounted down and out of the way, so it's easy access. It's in a good location. It's kind of a low spot, which makes access to plugging in something like an air compressor and then running it right outside the door even easier. Makes extra use of that cord that you got on your air compressor or whatever you might be running. So let's get this thing popped back in here first. Try not to drop it. It doesn't look like the easiest thing to get back out of here. Of course, doing it with 2 hands is always helpful. There we go. All right, let's pop back into place. Again, not the easiest thing to see, but it's right here, easy to get to. I got a little hole there now. All right, so I kind of already started this process. These are the ends that it comes with. we just chop these off. I don't really love the inline fuse. What we're gonna use instead is this little guy. And that uses mini fuses, which is also easier because I've got a ton of these. They're all around. I don't have a whole lot of the inline fuses anymore, so not gonna use that. Then we have the little 12-volt plug itself and the cable that goes with it. This isn't going to be long enough to get all the way to the battery from this side of the Jeep, so we are going to extend that, but that's okay because we're going to splice in these new ends anyways, so we'll extend that a little bit and we should be good to go. Now this is the bracket that it comes with, and this actually goes through and sits on the side with the tabs. So we're gonna get this mounted in here. It also comes with a couple of self tappers, so that makes things pretty easy. We're gonna go down below here. All right, so I'm actually gonna mount it to this bracket on the side. There is nothing behind it, it's metal, and it should work really well. See if we can get that in there. So this side faces out, the side with the tabs on it. This side's gonna go up. And we're gonna give it enough space to run the cord behind it, but also keep it back. Now, one more thing that I did, once I lined it up in here, I realized that the 2 holes that they give you on the outside, one of them is gonna sit a little bit below, so I actually just drilled a 3rd hole in the middle. I'd rather have 2 of the self tappers in here, just so it doesn't go anywhere, so it doesn't wiggle. So we're gonna do that, see if we can get this thing in. That's not a good start. Okay. Just a little 3/8 bit. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna work that way, or not very well. Hey, buddy. You know, fixing stuff. Actually, that's probably enough. All right, so there's actually some good spots just to run this right through the top here, underneath a couple of those bolts down there, and then in between some of these brackets. We'll do the same thing here, but we're gonna extend this a little bit first. So you can see this is pulled all the way tight to the end, and it's just not quite gonna make it to these terminals where we need it. So we got a little bit of spare wire. We're gonna extend those guys, get this little guy in place as well, and get them bolted up to the terminal, and we should be good to go. Alright, well hopefully the audio is alright on this because it is as windy as it could possibly be out here. I have a mic that should hold up to that a little bit, but we'll see I guess when we go to edit this. Alright, threw my phone in down here just to see if it was charging, and it is, and actually holy smokes, it's already gone up 10%, so that's awesome. Our plug is working, everything's installed correctly. Like I said, we chopped out 2 of the ends. These 2 guys, got rid of the inline fuse, got rid of this little tiny end that wasn't gonna work anyways. Plugged both ends directly into the battery on the power side and on the negative side, ground side, positive and negative, power and ground. So good to go. Got an extra power port. It's always got power. It's always on. So no matter what, we've got that in there. It's gonna work for our brake system install for our flat towing. I wanted something that was removable, wanted something we could take out. I don't want something that's permanently in place while we're wheeling it and everything else. So that's coming up. I got a whole ton of stuff that's supposed to show up here in a couple of days. Got a very short period of time to get it all ready and get it set up. And we've got a bumper to do and a winch plate for that, and get a Xeon 10S mounted. Got a few other goodies too. So if you want to see more JL content, see some of the stuff we're going to upgrade this thing with, stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. We appreciate it. I'll see you next time.